Hey there, it's Mark Johnson from tech-snobs.com, and today we're going to do a full review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab LTE on Verizon. Now, I've been using this product, I'd say for the past week or so. It's been my exclusive tablet I've been using, and I definitely like it. It does have some pros and cons, as there is with any device, but it's definitely a pretty decent device. I'm gonna start with some of the pros. I mean, it's very thin. It's very well built. It has a nice, it just feels very good in the hand. I mean, if you're looking for a tablet that is in the 7-inch range, you don't want something quite as big as an iPad, or you don't want something quite as small as maybe like the Galaxy Note. I mean, this fits right in there between both of those devices. Now, saying that, it's also, it can be a little bit too small to be almost a full tablet. If you're used to wanting to have a bigger screen to look at, like if you've had a Galaxy Tab 10.1 or, the Asus. But, overall, this can fit into maybe a big jacket pocket, if you like to carry it around. And it's just, overall, it's a well-built device. I mean, there's nothing as thin as far as a 4G tablet out there is this, and it is very well built. So, it feels good. It works rather well. Some of the cons, definitely one is it's still got honeycomb on it. And Android 3.2, I mean, it's okay. It does from time to time, get a little bit sluggish, and, it will, freeze up here and there. But for the most part, it works as good as honeycomb, will work, which isn't too bad. But one of the highlights of this is obviously the main reason if you're going to buy this is if it's, you want the 4G LTE. And I'm going to go ahead and do a speed test on here just to show you with some of the speeds I'm getting in this area. And let's see how this comes up here. A little bit out of focus there, but this is around, I've just got 25 down and 920 up, and that's amazing. I mean, most people's home internet doesn't get this. The speed on this is fantastic. The internet speed, downloading, browsing, streaming video, no hiccups there whatsoever. And, a lot of that overall, the device it's got a beautiful, and I do mean the only screen that I think even looks better than this is going to be the new iPad. But this is this 7.7 Super AMOLED Plus display, and it gives you 1280 by 800. And with that being said, it's just a phenomenal screen to look at. I mean, pulling up trailers or anything of the sort, any kind of video with HD quality. I mean, it just looks absolutely amazing on here, and it's definitely one of, or if not one of the main highlights of this device. So if you're looking for something with if you like Samsung's Super AMOLED screens, and if you used a lot of their Galaxy S phones or Galaxy Tabs in the past, this screen isn't gonna let you down by no means at all. I mean, it's very nice. And as you just saw there, when some of the screen transitions, it can be a little bit sluggish. And a lot of that is just honeycomb. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. But once it gets ice cream sandwich, hopefully that will, fix a lot of that stuff. But, it's got some cool apps. I'm going to go through some of the apps in here. It does have this little button down at the bottom where you can push it, and then it gives you several different options down here. You get your email, task manager. But what I find is pretty funny, it's got a little pen memo in here, and you can write on this like you could on the Galaxy Note or so forth. So, it's pretty cool. You get that option. And then another cool thing, which, if you have Samsung devices in your house, is it has this smart remote feature. Because at the top of this device, now I want to do some kind of upgrade, but at the top of this device there is a infrared port. And you can use this infrared port to go ahead and control your TV. And what's nice about it, you put your zip code in, it will pull down all the channel listings in that area, and you can pretty much use this as a big remote. So, that's pretty cool as well, that they allow you to do that. Some of the other nice things about it, I mean, the camera is so-so. It does give you a 3.2 megapixel rear camera, and the front one, I believe, is just I want to say it's a 2 megapixel for the front. So I mean, the camera quality, isn't bad. It is what it is, for a tablet of this size. So it's pretty decent. But web browsing. Let's go and open up the web real quick. And I'm doing all this on 4G LTE just so you can get a little feel of how some of the speed is. But this thing is, is very, very fast. Now, sometimes, like I said, some of it is just honeycomb anytime it locks up or, acts a little sluggish. But for the most part, I mean, you really can't you're not going to get, faster than this. And that's, kudos to Verizon and Samsung for, being able to put together a nice package like this, especially with the LTE. I mean, it's just been great for the most part. I mean, they've had some hiccups with it being down here and there, but for the most part, it's been very stable, and you get a lot of good, reception anywhere you're at. Even now, I only got like 3 out of 5 bars, and I still am getting 25 megs down. So it's pretty phenomenal. Look through some more of these little apps here. See what we have here. See if this smart remote finished. Let's go into it now. But overall, I think, the pros with this is mainly the size and the screen and the 4G LTE. I mean, those are the big pluses with this. I mean, the person that wants this device is definitely, an extreme enthusiast. Hey, I got to have something small. I want to, be able to, to take something with me anywhere I go rather simply and easily. And this probably will do it. I will say, if you're not on Verizon, it always goes back to the carriers as well. Like, if you're on AT&T, you may just look at the Galaxy Note, because the Galaxy Note has a lot of the same features as this. It's just, I guess, 2.4 inches smaller. It's a 5.3 inch. So when you look at it from that aspect, it's like, which one to get. Carriers depends on a lot of things. But, the main, outside of it being honeycomb, on here, and outside of some of the lockups just in general with Android that you get from time to time, the main con on this device is basically the price. I mean, it's just, I can't really recommend somebody to buy this if they're not an enthusiast, because it's like, this thing is $6.99 out of contract, and it's $4.99 with a 2-year contract. And even though you can use the hotspot feature on here, and you can share this out. You can go right into the hotspot. You can share this out to other devices. The reality of it is that, do you really want to pay $30 a month after paying $500 for a 7.7 inch tablet that you can't use it as a phone? So you're just limited a little bit. So it's kind of like, overseas in Europe, I believe, and some other countries, they're going to add the feature to, make phone calls from it. Now, I'm not saying you want to walk around and use this as a phone, but do you want to pay $30 a month after paying $500 and you don't even have phone capability? So that's just something that you may want to think about, if you're considering this device. I mean, hey, if you got the money and you want an Android tablet, personally, this is the one I would buy. I mean, that's just the reality of it. I mean, it's a thing where it's small, it fits in your hands well. If you have big hands, you can hold it in one hand. You have the micro SD expansion. It comes with 16 gigs, but you can put up to 32. And it just feels good. I mean, it's as high quality tablet as you're going to find out there, especially, coming from the Android camp. But, once again, it's like, for me, a tough part to get over, is the high price, just simply for the fact is I can't understand why somebody would buy this for $500 when you can buy an iPad for $500 with no contract. Or even you can go buy, if you want Android, you can go buy the Asus Transformer Prime for $500. Now, obviously, both of those devices are bigger, So if you want a small device like this, this is pretty much your only option with the kind of specs this has, with it being a 1.4 dual core processor, and it's got the 4G LTE. It's got super. So all in all, with the with the 4G LTE, the nice processors and so forth. I mean, you still could buy other 7-inch tablets out there. The Kindle Fire. There's a Pantech Element out there. There's a slew of compact, small tablets out there that you can buy for a much cheaper price. So I think, all in all, can I recommend this? I'm just going to say no, just for the fact that it's just too expensive. Too expensive, and there is no ice cream sandwich date announced for it yet. Now, I would even be willing to overlook that, but, I'm not going to stress this enough, but this is $700, no contract, and $500 with it. If it were $299, I can't really even say $399, maybe $349, but if it got around there, obviously the best price would be $199 to $249 would be a great deal, but $499 is just too much to ask for a tablet of this nature. It's simply for the fact that the iPad is out there for $499 as well, and even though it's not iOS and you want Android, or they're kind of hard to compare, but at the end of the day, most people look at the price, and like I said, it's just very expensive. So nice device, expensive. If you do want to get it, go for it if you got the money, but it's going to be a lot more tablets coming soon, and it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with these price wars, because I think that's where they have an advantage on the Android side. If they start pricing this stuff where people can actually go out and buy it, without hesitation, then they're going to have themselves a lot of good winners. So it's Mark again from tech-snobs.com, and just be sure to check me out on YouTube, and just follow me on Twitter at atechsnob.com, and take it easy, and we'll be back with more. Bye.